Record a quick video on the Heroic app that I've invited you to, just to show you a little bit of what's included. So I'm going to open it up here. And on your first page, you get your little greeting here. Sometimes up on the top here, there's some videos you can watch, but that's not always there. That's like an announcement section. You'll see this Soulforce score. So the best score you can get is 101. And it actually drops down to 100 every day because by doing your daily habits is how you earn that 101. So at the end of the day, when you swipe your targets, which I'll show you about that, you get to 101 again. If you miss a day, like it looks, you could see the Wednesday it was blank, it looks like I missed last night. If I were to miss today, it would go down to 99. And if I miss another day, it would go 98. And then you have to build back up. So the idea is that you keep your score at 100 and then 101 in the evening. You can also scroll here and see how many targets the community's hit and how many you have hit. I haven't done mine today, so it still says 0. So, and that's just detail, not as important. So it says here in the middle of the screen, complete your daily commitment to access your targets. So every day, ideally you would do this first thing in the morning, is you commit to your targets. And your targets are divided up into targets for energy, targets for work, and targets for love. And you actually name your identity in that. And as you go through different phases of your life, your identity might change depending on what you're working on. For my energy, I'm working on getting in better shape. So I'm calling myself an inspired athlete. It's a stretch for me to say I'm an athlete, but that's what I want. This is how I want to behave and live and identify so that I can reach that. In my work, it did just say hero, and the definition of hero, the app is called Heroic. The definition of hero is someone who has the strength for 2. So in other words, you're giving to other people, encouraging other people, supporting other people. So I just recently changed it from hero to heroic nurse coach because I really want to level up the work I'm doing with nurses. And then for love, I've named myself Proverbs 31 woman. Not because I feel like I am one, but I want to strive to be one when I think about loving my family and my friends and loving God. So you can go step by step. I'm not going to do it right now because it takes a while. Or if you want to commit to the same targets you had the day before, you can go to one tap and it says hold to recommit your most recent protocol. And what you're committing to is being your best self in energy, work, and love today. So I'm going to hold it down. And it says, let's go at the bottom. All right. So I'm going to come back to this screen to show you how you swipe your targets. But first I want to show you what's available in this app. When you go to the theory tab, this is all you're learning. Like everything you've ever wanted to learn about is probably in here. It's divided up different ways. You can look things up by category, which you can see here, all the categories, which there's zillions of resources under each one of these. Or there's heroic plus ones. So plus ones are very short. They are, let me go back to this first page again. Every day, Brian, the founder of the company, will do a plus one. So this one's called The Road Not Taken. You can see it's only 3 minutes long. So the plus ones are, I would say, 2 to 5 minutes a day. So if you just wanted a tiny bit of personal development every day, you could just hit that. Easy peasy. There's also a meditation that goes along with whatever the theme of the day is. So you could do that if you're into meditation. There's also a philosopher's note on every day. So a philosopher's note is a book summary. And he's one of the best people I've heard do book summaries. He breaks it down into, most of them are like 10 big ideas. Sometimes it's less if the book is not as complicated, but he just boils it down to the stuff you would want to know. And sometimes it's just what I needed to hear for that day. Other times it's a book that's like, oh my goodness, that's so rich. I want to go buy that book. And I go and I study deeper. And then at the bottom, he'll have 3 quotes that go along with the +1 of that day. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the theory page. So the +1s are those little short things. There's over 1,000 of those, and you can go deep into those if you wanted to. Let's just pop it open real quick. So you can see the road not taken, advance confidently, something about dreams, not getting what you want. Here are 2 reasons why. What I see in my heroes, heroic self-compassion. There's just a ton of topics. Then the philosopher's notes, he has summarized more than 600 books. You can just go and look at, well, I guess they're all divided. You could see all these topics. So if you're working on your nutrition, there's 30 books he's gone into. Plant-based nutrition, weight loss. If you're working on relationships, if you're working on, hey, there's conquering cancer, conquering depression, anxiety. Just an incredible wealth of knowledge in there. Then there's 101 classes. Those are hour-long topics. So he'll pull stuff from multiple books, multiple sources of wisdom for that. So you can see there's confidence, conquering anxiety 101, conquering depression 101, conquering perfectionism. If you get down here, there's one on fatherhood. There's another one on motherhood, one on creating your greatest year ever. There's just amazing resources. Then there's toolboxes. That's basically got how to put some of this stuff into action. You can see the meditations. And then basic training. I would love to go through basic training with a group of you. It's basically taking some of the best wisdom from ancient wisdom to modern science and combining it with those tools that I said in the toolbox and actually putting it into like a big class. There's, let's see, seven modules, and they have multiple lessons underneath. I would love to take a group through this in like a private Facebook group or maybe Slack or something like that. So that's basic training. That's all under the theory. Practice is just another way to look at your targets. We're going to go back to the targets. Mastery is a separate section that I've paid extra for, so I'm not going to go into that. But this part that says together, they're building a community platform where actually if we're following each other, we can see each other's targets. We can encourage each other. We can have accountability. We can share just all the good stuff we're doing together. He's creating it to be an answer to the social dilemma, to where we're not just mindlessly scrolling on social media, but we're connecting with people with similar goals, similar interests, and encouraging each other to get better. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I showed you the beginning of the day, how you commit to your targets. So then at the end of the day, or actually, I usually do this throughout the day when I complete targets. So under athlete, and you pick these things. These are my targets, but your targets would be different, and I would be happy to help you get it right. But I sometimes change these up too. But you want your top 3 to be the things that you're going to do every single day. And then there's other stuff that you can add on. The goal to get to the 101 is to do your top 3 in energy, in work, and in love. And if you consistently do that, there was a study that was done, actually improves self-scoring of well-being, decreased depression, decreased anxiety, increased confidence, etc. Like he has taken it through a study that proves that it makes a difference that you do this. So for me, like today, I'm going to exercise right now. So I'm going to go ahead and swipe it. This morning I meditated and did breath training. Last bite of food, it's almost 7 o'clock, so I'm not going to eat anymore. I'm not going to commit to digital sunset. I did do a 13-hour fasting window. I'm not going to go through every one of these, but you can see I'm working on consistency in flossing my teeth, going to bed on time, hydrating, stretching, etc. So that is my athlete category. Under heroic nurse coach, this kind of combines targets I want to hit in my day job as a nurse and then as a coach, as a business person. And you can see in the top, my goals are to do deep work. So that's a dedicated session of getting stuff done, journaling. And then each day I decide what is my most important win and I write it down. I did that today. And then I have other things in there, like how do I get better at what I do in my work? Well, I listen to the plus ones. I listen to the philosopher's notes. I connect to the people I'm trying to serve, etc. Set your intentions. And then Proverbs 31 woman, this is about love. So beginning the day with a smile, part of loving me and starting the day off right. Did I do my number one self-care? For me, that's exercise. Did I get spiritual input? Yes. So I just want you to see when I hit my top 3 in all those categories, it says boom. I did my top 3. Tells me well done, hero. I click that and I can go back in and continue swiping my targets at the end of the day, making sure I get everything done. Some of them are just like this one, micro moment of awesome. This is being intentional to pay attention throughout your day, connecting with another person and actually acknowledging. It could be a great interaction you had encouraging the cashier at the grocery store. It can be your child walking up to you and saying, I love you so much. And just taking a moment to appreciate that micro moment of awesome. And I can, I'm going to come back in and finish swiping the targets. I'm not going to bore you with all of that. But that's how it works. Now I have my soul force back up to 101. And I just find all the learnings and all the community of people working on bettering themselves to be so powerful. I would love to have you join me in the Heroic app. Thank you.